Got a little treat for you brothers today. We're gonna just go into show you a clip of some of our elders and the truth, beginning with Masha. You know, and for those of you that can receive it, you know, that is King David. You know, we don't really push that out too much because we know that brothers really can't handle that.
Yeah, for those of you that can receive it.
Right.
For those of you that's on the level.
And we're gonna read a quick scripture, and then gonna make a few statements to introduce one of our elders. You know, that we were by his bedside, till his death. You know, when he passed away a few years back, maybe like 7-8 years ago. So I'll read the scripture without further ado.
Right.
1 Timothy 5:17. Let the elders that rule well be counted worthy of double honor, especially they who labor in the word and doctrine. And that brother, he labored in this thing for a long time.
I think from the 50s, if I'm not mistaken.
All the way until now.
Yeah, he came up underneath Abba Bivens, which Abba Bivens, when you go back to the book of Malachi, the 4th chapter, where it says that, let's go to that real quick. Malachi, the 4th chapter.
Malachi chapter 4.
Now, we don't, regrettably, we don't have video on Abba Bivens, but we do have tapes. So, we will periodically post some of his speakings, which we have on tape. But right now we're focusing on King David, pursuant to Hosea, the 3rd chapter.
I got that on deck.
The children, okay, read that real quick.
Okay.
Now.
Slide the boy.
Yeah.
I lost it.
Alright. Hosea 3 and 4. Whoever got it.
Hosea chapter 3 verse 4. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without teraphim. Afterward shall the children of Israel return and seek the Lord their power, and David their king.
And we're about to show you David your king, alright? Whether you believe it or not. Like I said, whoever can receive it. Now, what was the other scripture I called for?
Malachi chapter 4 verse 4.
Go on.
Remember ye the law of Moses my servant, which I commanded unto him in Horeb, for all Israel, with the statutes and judgments.
Get to the point.
Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord.
And that was Abba Bivens, and he came up around the late 60s. That's when he was preaching heavy. All right, up in Harlem, and that's when he started the school. Matter of fact, you can Google, give him the information.
You can put in Abba Bivens in your search engine, and it'll give you certain sites. I mean, you got to be careful what you're reading, but if you Google his name, it'll give you just a real brief history of him.
Okay, so without further delay, enjoy it. And here's Marsha, King David.
The labor. Now we've labored since we've been here, and it shows that the condition that we had to suffer since we've been in America. Somebody's going to pay for this. And I want to read you out of the book and prove to you a point that the people that were brought here were not Africans. We're Hebrew Israelites. By nature, we're the original Hebrews. Now we're going to read it out of the book and prove it to you tonight.
Ham was not the ancestor of the Negro, as was once mentioned.
We have other proof to prove that the Negroes in America are not African, they're not descendants of Arabs, they are the original Hebrew Israelites from the seed of Shem. Read, brother.
You got the New Compact Bible Dictionary. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites.
Now we want to check in the book, we're going to check Jeremiah 14 and 10, and we're going to prove to you about our people Israel, which is our nation. We're here to represent this nation. And the Lord is going to bring this nation out regardless. How much pressure you put on them.
Now notice Marshall has the sign.
He's going to bring them out.
Certain guys we know don't have the sign.
You so-called Negroes in Puerto Rico, West Indian, Cuba, don't worry about these cases they're bringing against you. What they did to this Griffin. They killed the boy last year. There are many crimes he committed against us. The Ethiopian woman of death. You see, they have a judge over them, which is the Lord. And the Lord said he's going to bring everything into judgment, whether it be good or bad. And he also said, every crime that Esau committed, he was going to punish him 1,000 times. So they are in trouble. That's why they're having so much tragedy now, because of the things you did to our people in slavery, and you're not going to get away. You're going to reap what you sow. You cannot.
Okay, the next elder that we're going to focus on is this brother here, High Priest Ariah, who, when you go in the book of Zechariah, the 3rd chapter, it speaks about Joshua the high priest. Well, this is the man right here, and that's for those of you brothers who can receive it. If there's an account in the Bible where, I'd like you to read it, brother, about Peter, when Yahushua asked Peter, well, who do you say I am? Well, you know, let's read it. Let's read it. Get the understanding out of it.
Matthew 16:13.
Go on.
When Yahushua came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, Whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? And they said, Some say that thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, and others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets. He saith unto them, But whom say ye that I am? And Simon Peter answered and said, Thou art the Christ, or the Anointed, the Son of the living power. And Yahushua answered and said unto him, Blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven.
And that's the point. You know, they got certain things that are revealed to certain brothers in the spirit, you know? The spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, just like it was revealed to Peter who Yahushua was. Alright? So, that's all we're going to say on that. I'm going to play the clip, and you can listen for yourself. High Priest Ariah, Joshua the High Priest.
Man can focus on the realest tribes of Israel. The tribe of Judah, I'm going to name them, is the so-called Negroes. The tribe of Benjamin is the West Indians. The tribe of Levi is the Haitians. The tribe of Simeon is the Dominicans. Zebulon, Simeon is Dominican. Zebulon is the Panamanians. Ephraim is the Puerto Ricans. Manasseh is the Cubans. Reuben is the Seminole Indians. Gad is the North American Indians. Asher is the Brazilian Indians. Naphtali is the Argentinian Indians. Issachar is the Mexican Indians.
Now you notice the brother brought out the sign and broke down the tribes. See, that's the correct way of gathering the nation of Israel, pursuant to Zephaniah, the 2nd chapter, the 1st verse.